Okay, so I actually had to split this video up into two parts. Today is part one. Today we are going to be talking all about how to correct the makeup mistakes for the eyes, and then in part two we are going to be talking all about how to correct the makeup mistakes for the complexion. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking all about makeup mistakes and how to correct those makeup mistakes. So we're actually first going to start with the eyes. I typically, when I start doing my makeup, I kind of like to switch with what I start with. So one day I would start with the face, and then another day I would start with the eyes. Today I feel like we should start with the eyes because I'm not creating a smoky eye. That's when I choose to do the eyes first. If I'm not creating a smoky eye, we're going to be starting with the brows. The first makeup mistake is really kind of like overlining or outlining the entire brow and kind of making it really look kind of like that 2016 block brow. There's a nicer way of applying brow products for a more natural look. So one side we're going to do the makeup mistake, and on the other we're going to be doing the... I'm going to take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil just to brush up the brow hairs first. I'm going to work on the mistake side first. So I'm going to start on the upper part of the brow, kind of tracing along that brow. I mean, it looks good, but there's a much more natural way of doing it that I really like. Okay, now we have the outline. Now I'm going to go in and fill in the entire brow. I mean, it looks good, but it's too big and it looks a little blocky. I don't like that. That look is just not very natural. So what we're going to do on the other brow is again brush up the brow hairs. Then I am going to outline, but I'm only going to outline the bottom of the brow. And then I'm going to stay in that line. I'm just keeping it in the outline of the brow. And then I do kind of do a slight curve line there. And then before I fill it in, I'm going to just soften the line a little bit with the spoolie. What I'm going to do with the brow pencil is I'm going to create brow-like strokes with the brow pencil, instead of doing that full-on outline of the entire brow. Last thing I'm gonna do is brush through the brows. For an eye primer mistake, I sometimes see people not even using an eye primer or an eye base or even concealer. That's what I pretty much like to use for when I prep the eyes, either an eye base, an eye primer, or a concealer. Today I'm going to be using an eye base on the right side. On the mistake side, I'm not going to put anything. So I'm going to use the matte Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. I'm going to take the Nikki Rose and BK Beauty, the N16 brush. I'm going to pick up the product, a small amount. I'm going to pre-blend it on the back of my hand. I'm just going to lightly apply this to the entire lid. And again, this side we are applying nothing. Apply your eyeshadows and eyeliners. There's going to be a lot of like skipping and unevenness when you apply the eyeshadow. I'm going to take a little bit of powder now and set eye base just so we can have an even application of when we apply the eyeshadow. There's no skipping or just unevenness. For the eyeshadow palette, today we are going to be using the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes The Neutrals eyeshadow palette. Okay. So the first mistake is not tapping off your eyeshadow and just going in the eyeshadow and not pre-blending it. So I'm going to take two shades in the palette. I'm going to take these two. I'm just going to use a fluff brush. All right, and I'm going to start it like right in here. And then kind of blend it out into the crease. And then I'm going to not, like, this is the stopping point at the corner of the eye. I'm going to go beyond that. That really just kind of turns the eye down a little bit. Let's go on to the right way. So I'm going to take, let's Okay, I'm going to take the same shades. This brush, this is the BK Beauty 205 brush. I'm just going to now tap off the excess, or tap off a lot of the excess. And then on the back of my hand, I'm going to pre-blend the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to start applying it where I want the darkest part of the eyeshadow, so that is on the outer part of the eye, and as it closer to the inner part, I'm going to there's going to be less product in that area. I'm not even blending yet, I'm just placing the eyeshadow where I want it and like a tapping motion, and I'm not going beyond the outer corner of the eye. I'm going to finish up the eye look really quick and then I'll be right back. I did forget one thing, I totally forgot. Okay, so I'm going to take the same brush that I'm going to take a big fluffy brush, and now I can blend the shadow, just so that there's a nice gradient. I just remembered one of this mistakes for highlighting the brow bone. A mistake I've seen is just highlight this entire part of the brow bone, and that really kind of makes the eye kind of swoop down. Instead, I'm going to take that same shade. This is MN1 in the palette. I'm just going to place this right where the arch of the brow is. I'm not going to go any further down. Right, now let's talk all about eyeliner. So I actually don't have a black liquid liner right now. I only have a brown, so that's what I'm going to use. But I just want to show you the wrong way of how to apply eyeliner. So the wrong way is, even when you have hooded eyes, to close your eyes when you're applying the eyeliner and just kind of being like really hunched over applying the liner. And applying it on the entire lash line. That looks great, but it's really closing off my eye, making it a lot smaller. The wing is not so great. I mean, it's okay, but I just would prefer something else. Or it's just, there's an easier way of doing it. For me, I feel like pencil liner is a lot easier to use. Actually, right now the Sephora sale is going on, and I wanted to pick up another shade of the Makeup by Mario pencils, but I mean, I had it in my favorites list, and I don't know what happened, so I thought I ordered it, and I did, which is disappointing, but I do have the one in black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look straight into the mirror, and I'm just going to first start to create just the outline of the wing, and then this is when you can close your eyes when applying the eyeliner, because we already have that initial shape down. We can do some cleanup a little bit later, and I'm not going to go too far in. I'm going to stop about right there. Okay, for the inner part of the lash line, or the waterline, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same pencil, and I'm just going to apply this to the upper waterline, just so there's no separation, and also in the middle. All right, that is looking awesome. And now on this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the eyeliner again and apply it on the entire waterline. This just, again, makes the eye very small and closed off. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eyeshadow. I'm going to take a brown eyeshadow in the palette. I'm going to use this one, which is MN6 and the BK Beauty 204 brush. I'm going to take this on the outer part of the lower lash line, just on the outer part. I'm not going to go too far in. All right, now let's talk all about mascara. So I'm going to use the YSL Lash Clash mascara in the shade Black. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight in with the mascara and just apply it like normal. On the right side, I'm going to take the mascara and I'm going to actually kind of remove the excess of the mascara, just so there's less on the wand. I'm going to start at the base of the lashes, just start wiggling the mascara in the lashes. Okay, now I am going to blink onto the mascara wand to get the tips of the lashes, and I'm going to take the tip of the mascara wand on the outer part, on the outer lashes. So that way there is an even amount of mascara on the lashes. And now I'm going to apply mascara to the bottom lashes. This is probably my favorite way to do my eyeshadow. I love the way it looks. It looks so natural. The eyes are very nice and lifted, and it just, in my opinion, just looks a lot better. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video and see you guys in the next one. Bye!